And today is a very hot day, as you can see on the boat here. I've used our cover to make a bit of a tent. It's lovely out there today though, here in Wolverhampton. Yeah, you should be so lucky. It's the centre of Birmingham. Yeah, no, of course we're in the Channel Islands, and as I say, it's a blistering hot day today, so we've got a bit of a tent rigged up. And at the moment I'm just tightening down these nylon lock nuts, ready to start the lining up of the motor. This is the Lister ACW2 motor, and we've got a lot of work to do on it yet. The fuel filter, that's got to be replaced. As you can see, it's in quite a state. The actual body, as long as that aluminium body hasn't gone porous, that Jubilee clip, that's got to be replaced as well. You can only have stainless steel around here. And this is where the starter motor goes on here. The starter motor is a new one, so that'll be okay. This part here, that's got to be for the lift pump, which I've already done, and the injectors. I've had a quick look at those. They'll probably be alright, but I'll be checking them out later. We're meant to replace all the nuts on the inlet and outlet manifold here, and one of the studs, well, in fact two of the studs, these two here, are still missing. These little holes here, which I was asking about and put out a general inquiry about them, apparently, I can't remember his name who replied to me, but these are oil supply. Now these levers here, and it's got a prime on there, so I would imagine that you just lift them up to prime it, but the arrows go to these things here. Now I've been told that you put a bit of oil in there. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's just to get some oil in there while the engine's starting itself up. I'm not sure about that at all, but we'll have to have a look at that. We've got all the water pipes to connect to the cooling here. There's two of those been blanked off. Which two is it there? Can't see in the moment, I can't remember which, but those have got to be looked at. The outlets from the fuel injector pump, and the oil supply here, which goes up to these two here. We've got the pipes for that, and the Jabsco pump, which mounts on here, which is badly corroded. We may have to, I think we can drill, if necessary, we can drill through those and nut and bolt it on. This thing here, I think that's a fuel pressure switch indicator, fuel pressure indicator. Not sure about that. If anybody knows, I'd be very grateful for anything. We've totally destroyed the throttle cable. As you can see, it's bent in half. I think we'll have to replace that. There's no point in trying to heat it up, because it's going to melt the cable if I try and heat it up. And then we've got the run and the stop. This throttle lever here is very stiff to move, and you have to move it from there. If you can see my thumb. Where's my thumb gone? There it is. We have to push it from here. If you try and pull it from here, where the cable mounts, and it won't budge. So I think that this little tunnel thing here, this guide, that's grabbing on the threads. So I'm going to have to attend to that. Anyway, that's all for now. Lining up the motor now, and it's turned out to be quite a problem. We've had to do everything from sawing a spanner in half to get at the nuts here and underneath, to actually cutting down the thickness of the nut. We couldn't get the engine low enough so we had to cut those nuts down, and because these mountains are, well, they're too high actually, they're too big. So this cutting those nuts in half is the last resort before we have to maybe even replace the mountings again, and these mountings are quite expensive, they're almost £30 a piece. So that's the progress so far on these engine mountings. It's a big job, as I said before, because you know, I have to get this coupling lined up all the way around to within 3/1000 of an inch when it's turning. It's nowhere near lined up at the moment. I'm not at that stage yet. I'm still at the stage of just sort of roughly getting the motor in place, but we'll see how we go.